friends, Carolyn Presutti from VOA's News Center, coming to you live just a block away from the White House, just so you get your bearings. This is one of the largest protests ever in downtown D.C. So you know we are on 16th Street. The White House is that way. First you have Lafayette Park, which has been closed off to protesters. A very high black fence surrounds it. And then beyond Lafayette Park is the White House. All those streets are blocked off. There are barricades for many streets around the nation's capital today. They wanted to stop all car traffic in this city. They only want people to arrive on foot, and they have been doing that all day since early this morning. Let me show you where I'm standing. This is actually a new street name. This is called the Black Lives Matter Plaza. If we can show you the name up there, it extends for 3 blocks right until the White House. So the 3 blocks would be black written on the pavement, and on the street for 1 block, then lives, and then this is the beginning of matter. It starts with the M right there and continues all that way. And you can see up there where the name has been changed. It was D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser that approved the volunteers who painted yesterday in the middle of the street this name, and she approved the renaming of the plaza, which is creating a controversy between the President Trump, and the mayor of D.C. But you don't want to hear anything more from me, right? You want me to talk to people. Let's see why they're here, what they're doing. Hi. We're live on Facebook. We're Voice of America. Can you tell me why you decided to come down today?
Yeah, we just felt like it was really important to support black people. There's a lot of police violence in the world, and it's really unfortunate. So, yeah, we live in Arlington, so we were just able to walk over, which is really nice.
So were you part of the walk, the march from Arlington to here?
Yeah, so we live in Ballston, so we started right at it was at our apartment, so we walked from there all the way now here. So
can you estimate how far that is and how long it took you?
I can estimate exactly how far it was. It was 6.68 miles for 15,000 steps. So good walk. Have a good day.
Thank you. And indeed, that did happen earlier this morning. We were actually with a group of about 100 people that started out in Northern Virginia. They made 3 stops and then they ended up right here. So as you heard, she walked 6 miles, but actually people walked even further than that just to come down to this protest. They would stop at various locations and hold rallies. One of the rallies that we attended was sponsored by the Arlington NAACP, where we heard various people speak and pray about Black Lives Matter. Let's talk to a male. Hi, sir. Could you talk to us? Hi, we're live on Facebook.
Yes,
we're with Voice of America.
How you doing?
Tell me what brought you down here today, and is it your first time to come down to the plaza?
This is my first time coming down here, and what brought me down here just so I can stand for people, so we can bring people together as one. All races, all nations. I believe working together as one is the best thing we can do.
Can I ask why today was the day you decided to come?
No apparent reason for coming today. I've been out here for the past 2-3 days, but I just want to come show support. I love the support that I had yesterday when I was out here, and another major reason that made me want to come today is a Saturday. I got nothing going on, so might as well enjoy with some good people for the same cause and for justice.
So what do you think about what's painted now on this street?
I love it. I mean, I believe it's a symbol that we need. Black lives do matter, and I believe we need a lot of people to understand that, and all lives matter too. But I honestly feel that there's a lot of things that go into our communities that a lot of people don't understand, and we're just trying to get our voice heard. So I believe this is a way to get our voice heard, and this is a way to bring people together, to let people know that even though we're a minority, that we still stand together and we matter too.
Obviously, if I may, George Floyd was a black man who died in police custody. So I know you can relate more to that than I can, so to speak. But can you tell me, a lot of criticism has been raised with the looting and the violence that is going on during these protests. How do you personally feel about that?
Personally feel, growing up into an impoverished community, and being a George Floyd, being African American, I definitely feel what happened to him was wrong, and I feel for him because I'm here standing for my children and for my grandchildren and for the ones after me and for the ones before me, my great-grandmother and grandmother who was doing these protests also. But at the same time, about the looting, that's something I do not agree with. I feel that is wrong, and I feel that those guys who are doing that should definitely stop that, because once again, it's a crime, and that's just inflicting more pain onto ourselves. So I do not agree with that, but with the protests, the peaceful protests all around the world, I do agree with that, and I feel that that's what we should continue doing. And I feel that it's some protests that definitely get rowdy, but sometimes you need to do something different just to get your voice heard. You know?
Even down here in D.C., we've seen all the boarded up buildings. I mean, just right behind you, that building's boarded up. Look around here. These are all boarded up because they're worried about the protesters.
Okay.
Should they be?
No, you shouldn't be worried about the protesters because we're not here to do that. We're not the ones doing that, so you shouldn't be worried at all. I mean, we're just American people. Now, there are some people who do wrong, but you can't speak or do for those other people. You can only do for yourself and do what's right, so it's nothing that I believe that people should be that worried about.
One last question for you, if I will. We are about what? We can see the White House from
Yes,
where
ma'am.
we stand, right? If you had President Trump's ear, what would you ask him?
If I had President Trump's ear, I would ask him first, why? And then secondly, why not? So why do you allow, after you see what's going on, you've seen the racial injustice, you've seen so much go on, you've seen what we've been through. You've been here a long time, too. I mean, Trump is not 50 or 40 years old. You've been here a long time, too. You know the oppression we've been through. You know everything as a community. So first question is why. Second question is why not? Since you know that, why not have you made a move? Why not have you done something? Why not are you going to try to do things? I'm not in that office to be able to give the correct suggestion of the political way, but what I would suggest is to be open discussion, because the best thing to me is and you have to understand each other, and that's the only way we're going to make progress. We have to understand, but we have to get people to understand where we're coming from. And once that happens, and you sit down and hear our voice, you sit down and hear what we're saying. It's not just African Americans here, it's Caucasians, it's Asians, it's Hispanics, all different nations and people together. So it'd be why not? Why not have, since you've seen this right outside of your house, why not have you done something here? You know?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Stay safe. Appreciate your time. So there you have it. Why and why not? And he brings up an interesting solution, and that is let's open communication. Let's talk about solutions. Because I can tell you, a lot of people that I've spoken to don't have the answers. They do not know what to do yet, or what to suggest. So there's a man that says, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the experiences. Let's do something now that we've had all these protests. I can tell you it's, late afternoon in D.C., we have every inclination that this will be a peaceful protest, but as we know, when the sun goes down, things happen sometimes. So we're all just hoping that this does remain a peaceful protest, and it certainly has been so far. I don't know if you can hear the music over there, but there's music playing here. There are people on bicycles. There are young children. There are people handing out free water, handing out free food. So again, we are in D.C., where we're hoping it remains peaceful for the rest of the evening and the night. Reporting live from just a block away from the White House, Carolyn Presutti, BLM News.